Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On this occasion, I will deliver a speech about how public health during a lockdown due to COVID-19 affected economic recovery or disruption, and how reopening business in the midst of lockdown can cause public health to decline again because it will increase the number of people with COVID. It is based on the article we titled Adaptive Cyclic Exit Strategies from Lockdown to Suppress COVID-19 and Allow Economic Activity, in which the article states that getting out of lockdowns, creating or have the risk of reviving the epidemic with the with the need to re-enter into prolonged lockdown. From this point, we know that public health will support recovery from the economic devastation caused by the COVID-19 lockdown. I can see an issue where reopening the state economy without without action such as testing, contact tracing, and disease tracking can risk creating a resurgent wave of disease that could lead to even greater economic disruption and the need for new lockdowns. Therefore, my analysis is public health will support recovery from the economic devastation caused the COVID-19 lockdown, and the reopening of the state's economy without action such as testing, contact tracing, and disease tracking risk creating a resurgent wave of disease that could lead to greater economic disruption and the need for new lockdowns. This is true because if economic activity is reopened on a large scale and without testing, contact tracing, and disease tracking, it is possible that the spread of COVID-19 will increase and the number of people with COVID will increase too. If there are more people, if there more people with COVID-19 in the future, it will also hamper economic and business activities due to reduced sellers and buyers. Obstruction of economic activity automatically causes business actors such as sellers to make efficiency to reduce loss. As a result, many workers are laid off. And my solution is we must limit economic activity which is carried out on a large scale. On the ground, there is an effort to contain the spread of COVID-19. However, taking into account the detrimental effect of not carrying out economic activity for a long time, I think economic activity can still be carried out but is limited on a large or on a small scale. And also by carrying out existing health protocols such as gradual testing, contact tracing, keeping masks on, providing hand sanitizer, checking temperature, and tracking disease. The solution I made is supported by what is in the article COVID-19 Crisis and the Informal Economy by the International Labour Organization, where the article states that sector and occupation specific health guidelines should be developed for example, street vendors, domestic workers, home delivery, work was speakers, and taxi drivers. In consultation with workers and their representatives, PPE should be used by workers and provided and maintained by the employer. What I said earlier has evidence. As we can see now, economic activities, they are still being carried out on a large scale. For example, shopping centers, they are such as malls and recreation areas that remains open during the lockdown period without paying attention to health protocols can be the reason for the increasing number of people with COVID. But if shopping places are not opening, it will result in layoff of employees at the shopping center and it can increase the number of unemployed. So in my opinion, shopping centers such as malls can consider reopening, but not yet on a large scale, or implementing social distancing, and implementing strict health protocols. I also quote a sentence from an article from International Labour Organization that support my evidence. In the article, mentioned that economic activities can be reopened but not yet on a large scale, apply strict health protocols, and conduct training for employees, must be with adequate hygiene and PPE, and advice on how to reduce the risk of infection for employees and customers. Informal enterprises and workers could be helped to scale up their production of goods and services deemed that are deemed essential during the pandemic, such as food delivery. Such measures could ensure business continuity and protection from loss of employment. From what I have said before, I have a conclusion that public health has an impact in supporting recovery from an economic downturn due to the COVID-19 lockdown. It is a bad thing to reopen economic activity without action such as testing, contact tracing, and disease tracking. It's risky as it creates a resurgent wave of disease that could lead to greater economic disruption and the need for new lockdowns. Because if economic activity is reopened on a large scale, it will probably make the spread of COVID-19 increase and increase a number of people with COVID in the future. And it will be also hamper economic and business activities due to reduced economic actors such as sellers and buyers. We must limit economic activity which is carried out on a large scale on the ground. There is an effort to contain the spread of COVID-19. However, however, taking into taking into account the detrimental effect of not carrying out the economic activity for a long time, so I think economic activity can still be carried out, but is limited and deeply on a small scale, and also by carrying out according to existing health protocols such as gradual testing, contact tracing, keeping a mask on, providing hand sanitizer, checking temperature, and tracking disease. Thank you. Good afternoon.